In a world of irreverent humor and boundary-pushing antics, South Park has been making audiences laugh, cringe, and question their sanity since 1997. The animated sitcom, created by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, has become notorious for its dark humor and fearless approach to controversial topics. From political satire to social commentary, South Park's Emmy-winning episodes continue to captivate viewers worldwide. Here, we present the top 10 funniest episodes to date.
Remember Alex? Remember? Hey!
First episode of Season 20, Member Berries. Do you recall this one? Member? There is much to be claimed for the narrative breakthroughs South Park has made with overarching, season-long plots, even though fans have usually had mixed reactions to the frequently less episodic style of recent seasons. Perhaps more than any other season, Season 20 made an amazing effort to do this.
Oh, they're adorable.
The season's central theme, the peril of nostalgia and how our desire for the good old days and the entertainment of our youth contributed to Donald Trump's election as president, was introduced to viewers in the opening episode, Member Berries.
Remember Tatooine? Remember the torture droid? I remember Goonies. I loved Goonies. Remember Chunk? Remember the trash compactor? Oh, the trash compactor.
Wait a minute.
The Member Berries themselves are hilarious, adorable, and diabolical, and they're a fantastic way to start this season. 7th episode of Season 17, Black Friday.
Do you side with those wanting Xboxes? Or will you join us on Black Friday and fight for PS4s?
Are you for real?
Black Friday introduces an extraordinary trilogy of episodes that adopts the concept and style of the popular HBO series Game of Thrones. In this episode, Randy Marsh joins the fraud and security personnel at the South Park Mall as they get ready for significant Black Friday sales.
The shopping frenzy is over, and it looks like Microsoft's new Xbox One is this year's hot item.
And the youngsters split into groups based on whether they support the Xbox One or PlayStation 4. The 3 episodes have plenty of laugh-out-loud humor, less biting social commentary than usual, and just plain fun, including Kenny's transformation into Lady McCormack, cameos by Bill Gates, and George R.R. Martin's incessant discussion. Season 15, Episode 7 of You're Getting Old. With the unusual exception of Kyle, the characters in South Park are comically callous, seldom thinking through the effects of their actions. However, when Stan stops caring about anything in particular, things start to feel different. After celebrating his 10th birthday in Season 15 finale, Stan adopts a pessimistic outlook and begins to see everything around him as real faces. This episode emphasizes the difficulties of growing up and adapting to change through the sudden sadness of this otherwise upbeat character.
Dude, you've changed. I haven't changed. The world has. Don't you see it? No!
Stan finds it difficult to strike a balance between the good and the bad when his bubble of fun explodes since he's used to it. As a result, he starts to lose both of his loved ones and himself, which sends him into a tailspin of pessimism. 8th episode of Season 11's Le Petit Tourette.
What the hell is going on? Wait a minute. Oh God, it's Chris Hansen!
Eric Cartman would seize every chance to show his lack of talent. After seeing a boy by the name of Thomas, Cartman learns the benefits of pretending to have Tourette's syndrome and utilizes the pretext to say whatever he wants without repercussions. The show criticizes those who don't have a thorough knowledge of Thomas's illness through Cartman's actions, Kyle's rejection of it, and Craig's fixation with it.
Take a look, fat ass. I beat you. You aren't going on Dateline. What do you have to say now?
With comic details like Kyle's experience at the Tourette support group and Cartman's final disclosure of his darkest secrets, it also mocks human ignorance. The Tourette Syndrome Association, TSA, welcomed the program despite its offensiveness, which was mostly brought on by a lack of censoring, saying it was surprisingly well researched and served as a clever device to educate the general public about Tourette's. The 13th episode of Season 5, Kenny dies.
You don't want to take your jacket off, it's pretty warm.
In South Park, the murder of Kenny has long been a running joke that is typically only recognized with the phrase, "Oh my god, Kenny was murdered," before the next installment of the show begins. In Kenny Dies, the boy's apparent invincibility is broken, since he's diagnosed with a deadly illness.
Stan, where are you going?
I can't. I just can't.
Dude, he needs us right now.
The episode deals with the sadness as the three remaining lads come to terms with losing their best buddy, along with the unusual subplot of Cartman's ownership of 33 aborted fetuses. Stan struggles the most, and by the time he summons the guts just to go see Kenny in the hospital, he has already gone away with the last words. Where's Stan?
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna need to give Kenny some time to sleep now.
Don't you worry, Kenny. I'm gonna find a cure for you. Everything's gonna be okay.
South Park departs from its customary comedy and laments the passing of a longtime friend and character in an unexpectedly somber turn. When Parker and Stone ran out of creative ways to kill Kenny, they chose this twist, and rather than the character returning in the following episode, he doesn't appear again in the series until the end of Season 6. Second episode of Season 21, Put It Down.
Tonight, one of our students has put together a song about a very important issue. It's a song about how there are certain times to not be on your phone. I hope you all listen carefully.
Several subplots in this episode come together, including Tweek's panic over a North Korean threat, inattentive driving, social networking, and Cartman's attention-seeking rants about suicide prevention. Using pet names and private and dates to the theme park, South Park eventually gave viewers hope of a genuine romance between Tweek and Craig 2 years after their initial pairing.
Look, I was just elected president.
That's great, Nancy. Now put down your phone.
Right.
The real test of their odd and endearing romance, though, comes when Craig realizes that the greatest thing he can do to aid Tweek during her panic attacks is to simply listen rather than try to solve the situation. Put It Down exhorts listeners to put their phones down if Donald Trump ever became president, was performed as a result of this. Even though Cartman's actions were self-serving, the popular song was improved by his interruption, which is why this episode was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award. 14th episode of Season 11 of the list.
Give me that list, Wendy. Stan, what is going on?
Even though South Park is undoubtedly not a children's program, episodes like The List serve to highlight just how young the characters are. When the lads eventually get their hands on the secret list that the 4th graders made ranking every boy's appearance from cutest to ugliest, the results are difficult for them to handle.
Right? Is that a lace across the top? No, it's a little strap. Wendy!
Kyle, who had previously made fun of the list's absurdity, feels dejected after coming in at last, whereas Clyde adopts a brazen demeanor after coming in at first. This episode transports viewers back to their earlier years by mockingly depicting how, to them, popularity and good looks were more important than everything else. When it is found that the girls faked the list to acquire what they wanted, such as shoes from Clyde's father's store, it also takes a sinister turn. In the end, the genuine list is not made public because it seems that being unaware of your attractiveness is preferable to seeming like a pretentious fool. Season 13, Episode 9.
And so, I would like to see if there are any housing loan opportunities for some of my employees, and also what kind of corporate tax I should be filing under.
Butter establishes the kissing company to stop being taunted by his friends, but unintentionally ends up being a well-known pimp. The child eventually moves from hanging out with peers to hanging out with adults, and soon, Sergeant Yates is after him. Even though the policeman enjoys the sting operation a little too much, despite Butter's new way of life, it is satisfying to witness this typically shy and unsophisticated character wield such wealth, influence, and power. In light of this, it is understandable why he would threaten his buddies, especially Cartman, who enjoys humiliating Butters. Butters' change of character, even if he ultimately decided to leave the pimp business, brought a lot of attention to the episode, notably because he visited the Acorn office, a reference to the 2009 Acorn incident. While several people appreciated the episode for its humor, the majority were happy to see this well-liked character get back to his or her usual self. The Death Camp of Tolerance, Episode 14 of Season 6. The Death Camp of Tolerance episode has a charming yet bizarre quality. We first meet Lemmiwinks, the brave and sympathetic gerbil in this book, which is one of many reasons it is an essential masterpiece.
Queer! Beaner! Chink! Nigger!
This episode sees Mr. Garrison reinstated as the 4th grade teacher and praised. He is enraged by this, because he is doing all this in his power to be open and explicit that he's fired, and then he has the opportunity to sue the school. Lemmiwinks gets transported in Mr. Slave's butt on a challenging journey.
Here's the Arab as a terrorist.
That's right, but of course we know that not all Arabs are terrorists, don't we, kids?
Lemmiwinks encounters the specters of other honorable creatures who were dispatched on the same conquest, but perished while trying to achieve freedom.
And now here he is, Jimmy Kimmel.
Season 13, Episode 5, Fish Sticks. Another well-known and incredibly inappropriate South Park episode is Fish Sticks. In this episode, Kanye West exhibits fairly normal behavior by being irrationally outraged at being referred to as a fish, because he enjoys fish.
It is quite possibly the funniest joke ever conceived.
Because Jimmy told Cartman a joke about fish sticks that culminated with him asking, "What are you? A fish?" All of this confusion has arisen. Kanye looks dumb when he doesn't grasp the joke since it becomes a nationwide phenomenon that everyone gets and finds amusing. The joke's beginnings were stolen from Jimmy by Cartman, who tried to tie the sensationalism to himself.
No, I am not no gay fish.
Just gay?
I'm not gay and I'm not a fish.
As the show progresses, everything only gets more and more ludicrous because of this. The fact that this episode enraged Kanye West added to its hilariousness. That's all for the video. We will be right back with more. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.